Yo, 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 what's up with my people out there in the world? It's your boy Hood. Yo, I gotta holler at y'all right now about the boy Sean Kemp. One of the great basketball players that's been in the game. Like, he was out when I was young. In the 90s, he was killing the game. He was up against Michael Jordan back then, but he couldn't exactly win it. He wasn't up against Jordan every year, but he had those years when he was playing Jordan, him and the glove, and they just couldn't pull it off. But right now, man, he's being charged with an actual drive-by shooting, man, facing 8 years in prison. He's up in Seattle. I don't know if y'all know he one of the richest people in Seattle because he got the first black dispensary opened up there, and that's Sean Kemp within the last 6 months to a year that happened. But he shot a person, and another dude was off to the side filming it. He actually got the whole situation on film. You could see Sean Kemp hold that gun out and shoot it one time. And it was really a stupid move because, you know, sometimes we don't be realizing that people are watching us. That's one of the craziest things to actually do in life is to know that somebody's actually filming you. But when you see this guy off to the side filming Sean Kemp can't see him. He's living his life as if nobody's watching him. And it's crazy because you watching him shoot the gun, then walk back to his vehicle, and then when he get to the car, he closed the hood like the hood was open. He closed the hood, he jumped in the car. He already, remember this guy's like damn near 7 feet tall. So he walks back to the car, he get back in the car, then he drives. And the guys are narrating this because the guy that's filming it, he's like, I think he's about to leave. He's about to leave the scene of the crime. Oh wait, he's parking. And then he parks his car for a second. But he's not parking his car. He dumps the gun in some bushes off to the side. Then after he dumped the gun in the bushes, he jumps back in the car. Well, he stays in the car. Then he drives over to where this cop was over there kind of watching him too. It was the police out there. But the police didn't walk over to him. The police was kind of playing it off like he didn't know what was going on. And then Sean Kemp drove up to that cop particularly. He was on feet and was like, hey, I guess talk to him. And the cop was trying to calm him down, like, relax, relax, relax. But the cop had visually saw him do this too. You could see the cop watching him do this on this camera shot that this guy made. So it's like, damn, he can't see these people watching him. He couldn't. You don't see people watching you. You don't see street lights watching you and all this stuff that's going on in the world. Cameras watching you everywhere you are. But it's happening. It's happening everywhere. It's happening to everybody. So I think he just didn't think that was happening to him. So he made the crazy mistake of just sitting up there and getting filmed. And now you already know what's facing his butt. He locked down. He gonna probably get out because he got lawyer money. He's rich, man. He's one of the richest dudes out here. You know, he still got it, and he was able to make investments. So he invested in the dispensary game, and you know what that's doing right now. And so I'm just grateful for. Well, I don't know what I'm grateful for. Let me stop talking like that. I guess I'm sad for the guy because it's like, damn, man, you didn't know that you was gonna be getting filmed, but you really was. And the fact that you did a crime in open daylight, you know, they might want to get some time out you, you know, some kind of time. But him being so rich, and I'm sure he's an ambassador of that town, maybe, just maybe, he won't actually do no jail time, but you just really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes anger is something that you got to work on because if you don't, then it's a high possibility you could be setting yourself up for a downfall. He was angry in that moment. Don't matter who he was angry at or what it was about. What you got to lose and what somebody else got to lose is always and most times going to be different shit. So that guy probably had nothing to lose. And who was up against him? And Sean Kemp just felt like, fuck him. He shot his gun because he said, I don't care. And so now it's such a threat on his situation. You never know what the fuck he gonna go through, if he's gonna actually deal with jail or if he's gonna have to fight this shit and then one day get out. Well, not deal with it at all. But you know you're gonna have to get a lawyer, you know you're gonna have to fight it, you know you're gonna have to deal with the person who probably got shot at, talking about something, I was threatened, my life was threatened. That person gonna probably ultimately sue him for way more money. Even if he go to jail, he gonna get sued because you know he's rich. And he made a lot of money for the NBA, and he made a lot of money from his dispensary, which a dispensary gonna probably still be operating even if he go to jail. But that's an anger issue that he has to work on, and unfortunately it's gonna take time out of his life to be off the streets in order for that to happen. So sometimes you can learn from other people's mistakes, even though it's not the best thing happening for them. It's actually a dope ass thing happening for you because as you see somebody go through something, you could try to catch yourself and say, you know what, let me not be as angry at this situation, or let me not react to this situation right here. Let me, see what this guy or girl said, and I'm just gonna let that happen because the end result can be bad. If I respond, could be bad. And he in the daylight, standing 6 feet tall. I want to say he had an orange jacket or some colorful jacket on. So, and the guy was probably about a half a football field from him. He had a nice distance from, a great distance from him, but he was zoomed in. So it looked like the distance was closer. So he filming the whole engagement go down. And he stayed with the camera on Sean Kemp. Like he never left the camera on him. And I'm sure as soon as he found out that was Sean Kemp, he went right to TMZ or whatever, the people that run that shit, and got him some money from that video. So just something to think about, man. We ain't nobody perfect. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to throw the rock at motherfucking Sean Kemp because ain't nobody perfect. But the situation he caught himself up in was probably something he could have avoided if he had just been a little bit more patient. So hopefully he go in there and scream some kind of mental issue. Like, man, I was stressed out, man. I had diarrhea, man. You know what I'm saying? My knee was hurting, man. This girl called me a big head motherfucker and shit. She said I couldn't read. I'm really not that good a good reader. Anything. You better go in there and say something because they're going to be looking at you like, boy, you got a mental issue. Because you got to think, it's not necessarily that he shot a gun. It's going to be, and this is how they do it in courtrooms, that's why you shouldn't be on that shit, is because they're going to say, look how many lives you endangered. And if any white person come in there and be like, my little daughter Tina was out there, she's going to run for a Senate one day, and she was just minding her business, and a bullet just swooshed past her, and we both thought our life was over. They're going to be like, you heard what happened? You almost killed this girl. He going to sit back like, I didn't even, when I think about it, I don't even know if that really, is she lying or not? What the fuck do we know that? So you don't want to put yourself in a situation like that because basically, no matter what you do, you ultimately handing yourself to people who ultimately call themselves your peers or jury of your peers and whatnot, people who have to decide for you. And that is the part that make it crazy because them peers don't necessarily be basketball players. They don't be your people from high school. They ain't your old crew that you used to fuck with. They literally be peers. They be people like whoever the fuck they choose. And most time they're going to choose some people who probably don't like people like you. So be careful.